Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Now, word to my brethren all around the world watch this video. Hope you're having a great day today as you're tuning in. Make sure you do yourself a damn favor and hit that subscribe button, and surely you will not be disappointed. Now, before we get into the video itself, let me just say this. As you guys can see, I'm representing the Mighty Blues, the Everton Football Club, as I'm very happy to say that Manchester City has won the English Premier League, and Liverpool has fallen a 1 point short of the Premier League title. What would have been their first Premier League title in 30 years. And the last time either them or Manchester City dropped points was on March 3rd when they came to the Goodison Park and got a draw with Everton. So ultimately, it winds up being the Everton Football Club and the Mighty Blues that cost Liverpool the league. And as a proud Blue here in America, I am very happy to say that. So happy days as an Everton fan. I got the Everton kit, so I'm rocking it in the video. But enough of the English football talk. Let's get into boxing, okay? We have a major fight that's been announced, a massive fight that's been announced, and it comes in the form of Manny Pacquiao versus Keith Thurman, a massive blockbuster fight, pay-per-view fight for sure. And let's start from the Keith Thurman side of things, man. This fight with Pacquiao will be the first time since 2015 that he's had multiple fights in a year. So it's good that PBC, Al Heyman, and all parties involved have decided in 2019 that they're going to keep Keith Thurman active. And I think it's a good fight for Keith Thurman because we're going to see just how serious he is about being back at the top of the welterweight division. Because it's easy to run your mouth. It's easy to sound a certain way when you know you're fighting the Josecito Lopez's of the world. But when you fight Manny Pacquiao, a man who wants all the smoke, always wants smoke, you know, one of the best pound-for-pound boxers there ever was in the history of the sport. And even right now, at his advanced age, and 40 years old, as a senator, he's not even a full-time boxer anymore. He's still a top 5 welterweight and a force to be reckoned with for anybody in the division. And he can beat any of these guys on his night if they're not on their P's and Q's. So the funny thing is, you know, even though Manny Pacquiao is so old, because of how Thurman looked his last fight, Pacquiao actually, I would say, goes into this fight probably as the favorite. Which, you know, I don't think you can say that about him against a lot of the younger welterweights, you know, because a lot of people wouldn't be picking him to beat Spence, and a lot of people wouldn't be picking him to beat Crawford. Maybe Garcia versus Pacquiao, that's more even. Porter versus Pacquiao, that's more even. But as far as this fight, you know, from everything I've seen on Facebook, because I'm very well connected to these boxing Facebook groups, and I get the pulse, what's going on in boxing through, you know, the boxing community online, and a lot of you guys are believe that Pacquiao's just going to go in there and smoke Keith Thurman, and, you know, I'm not going to sit here and go that far because I can, as much as I love Pacquiao, I can look at his last performance against Broner and still see that, you know, even though he's good, and even though he's still really, really good, he was rushing a lot of his shots. It took him a little bit of time to get warmed up and settle into a good, decent rhythm. And with Keith Thurman, you know, he's not going to be in front of him like Adrian Broner. You know, whether Keith gets hit or hurt, you know, one thing's for sure when he does fight Pacquiao is that he's going to move around the ring. He's going to be mobile. He's going to use his legs. He's going to use his ring IQ. And if he is to win this fight against Pacquiao, that's going to be probably his best attribute to test the boxing savvy of Pacquiao at this point in his career, to get Pacquiao to make him throw shots while Keith's in the move. And Keith's going to have to, I think, implement a lot of counter punching into this fight and land a lot of hard shots off of counters to keep Pacquiao honest and win this fight. So tactically, it's an interesting fight. You know, as the fight gets closer, we'll definitely be breaking that down here on True School Sports. I've obviously done a couple videos about this fight before it was even made. You know, I did a whole boxing documentary about this fight on what a win in this fight would mean for Pacquiao in his career. And you guys can go check that out right here in the corner, in the annotation, in the card. But I'll be honest with you, man. It's as simple as this. It's Judgment Day for Keith Thurman. It is Judgment. July 20th will be Judgment Day for Keith one-time Thurman. Not just for him on his comeback, but for him in his boxing career. Because, you know, to be fair to Keith, you know, he has been into big fights. He's fought Sean Porter headline, you know, fought Danny Garcia headline. But this is a whole another level that not even he's experienced yet in his career in terms of the level of this fight, the attention it's going to receive. Because when we talk about Manny Pacquiao, we're talking about a global icon. We're talking about someone that, a whole country is literally behind. And this will also mark the first time that Keith Thurman is fighting on pay-per-view. This will mark the what? This will be the third pay-per-view that PBC's done this year. So 7 months, 3 pay-per-views, it's a lot of money, if you're paying for all of them. Luckily, I didn't pay for Spence Garcia. I did pay for Pacquiao Broner. I will be paying for this one because I'm a Pacquiao fan. Long-time Pacquiao fan, so when he fights, I support his career, and I buy the pay-per-views. I do like Thurman's as well, so I don't mind supporting his career as well because he's gave me some great fights, and he's great for the sport, and I'm happy he's back in the division. But it will be judgment with Keith Thurman. I think all of his attributes will be tested. His boxing IQ, his defense, his mobility, his ability to land counter punches, and we're gonna see how good he is at this point in his career. And as for Pacquiao, as good as he looked in the last fight against Broner, he's still at that age where at any moment, from a talent standpoint, from a skill standpoint, from a reflex standpoint, he can just fall off a cliff. So who knows? Maybe Keith is catching him at the right time. If Keith Thurman wins this fight, I mean, his resume is gonna look pretty damn good. You're gonna have Porter, you're gonna have Danny Garcia, and you're gonna have Pacquiao, and then it's his chance for Keith to really truly re-announce himself as that guy in the welterweight division. Because I do know that there are a lot of boxing fans, particularly his fans, that really believe that Keith Thurman is still that guy in the division until someone beats him. Because let's have it right, he never lost his titles in the ring. He lost his titles because of injuries, and he took a hiatus, and he got married, and he took a break from boxing, but now he's come back. He says he's refreshed. He says he's here to regain his spot. So Al Heyman has given him his wish, and we're gonna see just where he's at in his career at this point against a legend and a Hall of Famer in Manny Pacquiao. But credit, whether Manny wins or loses this fight, we gotta give Manny Pacquiao some credit because he's fighting a guy that Floyd Money Mayweather ducked for years, as Keith Thurman was mandatory. So if he gets credit just for fighting Keith Thurman, and he gets double credit if he beats Keith Thurman, which a lot of people are favoring him to do, and take that scalp off of Keith Thurman. So should be a good fight. Those are just my initial thoughts on hearing about it, because I heard about it last night while I was watching Julian Williams versus Jarrett Hurd, and I was over the moon about it because there was rumors and there was speculation saying that this fight would be off and that they're not going to be fighting on July 20th. But then Al Heyman put it to bed, and he said, he made the fight. So we don't say it all the time here on True School Sports, but we'll definitely say it for this fight and for last night's fight as well, because Williams versus Hurd was a straight banger, and it was on, right there on Fox, on free TV. So, thank you, Al Heyman, putting on really big, important fights in the welterweight and junior welterweight division. So, or welterweight and junior middleweight divisions, I should say. So, Al Heyman's doing this damn thing. Shout out to PBC. And let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Pacquiao versus Thurman. Who do you guys favor and why? For me personally, I'm gonna go with a Manny Pacquiao unanimous decision. That's my initial reaction to it, but we'll see. Maybe I'll change it as if I get closer. But leave your comments down below. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe to all that good stuff. Like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me. I'm just kidding, dang it. So until next time, take care, guys. Liverpool FC, absolutely shite. Shout out to the Mighty Blues, Everton Football Club.